La lecture en français. Des stratégies. We have been talking for the last couple weeks about reading in French and how we can use certain strategies to improve the results. First one we've come up with is regarder des accents. So for example, when we see the E accent aigu, as in jouer, manger, célébrer, that's a familiar accent and we know the sound it makes. So when we see that in other words, we should be able to easily predict the sound A. Another one that we see a lot often is the C cédille, and that makes the soft C sound, as in française, ça va. Without the cedilla, without the cédille, we would get a hard C sound. So it's just some things to look out for. Une autre stratégie, des lettres modèles. So this is when you see familiar patterns of letters repeated in other words, you should be able to reasonably predict that the sound will be the same. For example, de l'eau, you recognize the O pattern in bureau, couteau, and many other words. Another one would be in, back to the ça va bien. That bien we see in chien, combien, and again, many other words. But just familiar letter patterns that you'll see repeated can help you better pronounce things. Une autre stratégie, c'est demander à un ami ou une amie. Des experts dans la classe. Ask a friend. Are there people in your class who are really good readers in French? Ask them. Ask them about a specific word. Or you can ask your professeur. Comment dit-on? Show them the word. Comment dit-on? Parapluie, par exemple. Sometimes you just need to ask someone who's familiar with it, and that is a really easy strategy. Numéro 4, la technologie. So finally, there are a couple many different programs you can use in technology to help you pronounce words that are challenging. One of my favorites is wordreference.com. This is the dictionary app that we often look at. And if we open this one up, word reference, we could type in a word that some of us have been seeing in books we've been reading. Here's a unusual looking one. So we would type in the word, translate it, and we see, oh look, it means gruel or porridge. So that's step one. But we want to know how to pronounce it. That's the real question. So if we go up here to écouter, click the button. Bouillie. Bouillie. So we can hear a good example and pronounce it. Another option is Google Translate. Now, I normally don't recommend Google Translate because it's not the best way to find that translation of a word. However, it is, I have found, a good way to figure out how to pronounce something. So, if we go to Google Translate, and we'll try a different word. Just one sec. Google, there we are, Google Translate. So if we enter the text, and let's say this is something that we have seen in the book, sometimes it helps if you write in more than just the one word that you want. So in this instance, we wanted the viendrait word. But if we just put that in, sometimes you get a different conjugation. Anyway, it's helpful to put in maybe the word that you see right in front of it in the book. So we have the French to the English, but of course if I hit over here on the listen button,
I will come.
We hear it in English, which is not really what we're looking for. But if we hit these two arrows in the middle, we kind of switch it up. Now we have the I will come, and over here we can hear
Je viendrai.
Aha.
Je viendrai.
Je viendrai. So again, we can hear a good example, we can pronounce it, we can practice it, and just really helpful. So, the last and final tip I'll give you for today is pratiquer, pratiquer. Restez calme et répétez. Practice, practice, practice makes it all easier. So, good luck and happy reading. Joyeuse lecture.